President, let the processional begin.
before we begin this day of celebration, let us take a moment and recognize the importance of this occasion in the lives of our graduates and in the appreciation of the efforts of all those who have helped them along the way. Graduates, please take this opportunity to turn, wave, and thank your family and friends who are here today to celebrate your accomplishments. Respect for the great accomplishments of all our graduates, please turn off all your cell phones. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Amber Denise Harding, candidate of Bachelor's of Music in Music Education and Bachelor of Science in Mass Communications, to come to the podium for the singing of the national anthem. Please stand.
On behalf of the student body, I would like to congratulate you all on your outstanding achievement at the University of West Georgia. The hard work and dedication you have put forth these past years are now paying off. Take a look around, graduates. You all are placed in the center of the Coliseum, not only as the primary focus for this commencement ceremony, but as a way to physically display the support you all have received during your collegiate career. You all are supported and enclosed on every side. The same circle of support you see around you is the same support that has brought you thus far. From your family and friends on both sides and behind you, to the faculty and staff in front of you, you all have been guided and molded into the successful individuals you are today. As you all walk across stage from one end to the other, remember your first year as a college student. The steps you take across stage are the replica of your college career from the beginning to end. Let your journey not end as you walk off stage or leave campus, but continue until you take your last breath. I challenge each of you to overcome adversity life may bring you, and to continue to use your support system around you to make great choices that can not only help you, but others as well. Let's not let the degree you receive today be a waste, but instead a foundation to a bright future ahead of you. J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." You all have successfully accomplished the degree in higher education. Your next challenge is to act. What will you build with the foundation you created here at the University of West Georgia? Every resilient house starts with a foundation. Use your knowledge and life lessons to build the house you wish to live in. I truly believe that every graduate and graduating student from the University of West Georgia has the tools necessary to be great. I ran my presidential campaign on the slogan, leaving a legacy with purpose, power, and performance. My question to you is, what legacy are you leaving behind as you leave this university? Will you be proud of your legacy? One of the great things about life is that we can always start fresh. Challenge yourself to wake up every day with a new goal or mission designed to help you achieve more in life and designed to help others achieve more in life as well. Again, congratulations, University of West Georgia spring graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. The University of West Georgia has a long-standing tradition of both service and leadership. I'm honored to welcome Dr. Steve Penley, your commencement speaker, whose professional life has been committed to the same. Dr. Penley was honored at the morning ceremony with an honorary doctorate of humane letters. A brief summary of Dr. Penley's credentials are included in your program, so I will read only excerpts from the citation which was presented to him earlier today. Whereas, Stephen Lyle Penley is an award-winning, nationally acclaimed artist who lives in Carrollton but is widely known for his talents and his service to our region. And whereas his creations have been exhibited in Georgia, Washington, D.C., Montana, and New York, his artwork is in over 25 corporate collections, such as Coca-Cola Company in New York, Atlanta, and Shanghai, Federal Reserve Board in Washington, D.C., King and Spalding, Atlanta, New York, London, Washington, D.C., AirTrans, Southwest Airlines, and Houston's corporations in Texas. Breitbart.com, California, Morgan Keegan, Memphis, New York, the Georgia State Capitol, ESPN Zone, Georgia Museum, Georgia Music Hall of Fame, Capricorn Records. And whereas he's contributed to over 20 private collections, including former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, U.S. Senator Zell Miller and Johnny Isakson, Governors Mitt Romney, Sonny Perdue, Haley Barbour, as well as Andrew Breitbart, Pete Carell, Vince Dooley, Tommy Tuberville, Frank Lutz, Sean Hannity, Lawrence and Kathy Ash, Neil Cavuto, Robert and Davi Estates, Robert L. Steed, Ron Gant, Neil Bortz, Felon Sains, Kevin Rothburn, and Faith Hill. And whereas he's been featured in many literature pieces, including Fox News Insider, Forbes Lifestyles Magazine, National Review Online, and Coastal Antiques and Art. And whereas his philanthropic nature is extraordinary and admired by the Carroll County community and throughout Georgia, he has donated countless pieces of artwork to various organizations for auction. And whereas he has received honors and awards from Governor Perdue, National Guard Association of the United States, the Georgia Authors Association, and G8 Host Committee. Therefore, be it resolved that the University of West Georgia awards to Stephen Lyle Penley the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. So I invite to the podium Dr. Stephen Penley.
I was about to go to a daze there. I could have just sat there and listened to him go on about me. I love accolades. Of course, I didn't tell you I wrote that. It's all fabricated. And so that's how sad my life is, but I have to write it. But thank you. And Dr. Murray, thank you so much for taking this risk and having me speak. And I'm going to do everything I can to make him look good and not leave him open to any kind of liability or have this be a career-ending decision on his part. But it is a huge honor, and I realize the gravity of this moment. It's a pivotal moment in your life, and you know the responsibility that it holds. I am completely aware of that, and so I'm going to try not to do anything really, really dumb while I'm up here. Sometimes it does just come out though, but I'm really a big deal in case you didn't know me. And the only way you believe that is if you don't know me. But, you know, usually when you have someone give an address of this nature at such an important moment, you want a captain of industry or you want some Bill Gates type, somebody who's really done great things and achieved great things. And someone who's like an all-around guy, someone who can do everything. I'm not one of those guys. As a matter of fact, you know, I've been a huge failure at so many things, but I have had a little success at one narrow part of my life. Thank goodness. It's a good thing I can do this. I'd be in really, really big trouble. I have no other marketable skills. But, you know, my good friend Bob Steve, who's also from this area, he had a plaque in his office that said, "Nobody's completely worthless. You can always serve as a bad example." And that's been a great comfort to me over the years. Because I knew no matter how sad and pathetic I was getting, I was still doing good. People could see me, and I was an inspiration in that way. But you're at a great time of life. And college was absolutely my favorite time of life. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you guys that this is the best time of life and it's all downhill from here. I'm not going to tell you that you should not walk up on the stage and get the diploma. Especially if you have a dad back home who's paying for this. But, you know, this is really, it's a monumental time of life. It's a time of life where everything seems new and you feel like you're in the world. You know, I remember when I went to the University of Georgia, college wasn't nearly as hard back then. And when I went to the University of Georgia, it was just kind of a given that I was just going to Georgia. And you didn't have to be the smartest guy in the world. You just had, if your dad could coach you through your social security number, you had it. And so you just had to fill out that one form. And so I thought I couldn't believe my luck when I got there. My dad was 100 miles away. And I was living it up big. But, you know, college is a great time, and it's also a horrifying time. Because that's when you start thinking in the back of your mind, it's not long before I have to figure out how to make a living. And that's why I never wanted to leave. And I could have stayed there forever. And I would have probably, had my fraternity brothers not taken me down in the president's room one day, and they actually had a circle of chairs just like an AA meeting. Not that I would know. And they sat me down and said, "Steve, we got to talk to you. You've been living in the house for 8 years now." And we just checked it out. You haven't been enrolled in school in a long time. We think it's time that you moved on. But we do want to celebrate your 40th birthday with you. So they made me leave. They forced me out. So I had to figure out something to do. A friend of mine was moving to New York, and he said, "Hey, Steve, you should just go with me to New York. You don't need a car there. You run subway." And I thought that was the most genius thing I'd ever heard. So I just moved to New York. You don't need a car. So that's how I make big decisions in my life. And, you know, I always think about this time, what I would have done differently or what I wish I had known when I was your age. And if I had a time machine, I could send a letter back to the 22 or 23-year-old version of myself, I was trying to think, what would I say? And what advice would I give? And you know, there's so many things you want to say, like, you know, buy Apple stock at $1 a share and all that kind of thing. But you know, that's too easy. But the overall thing I would have definitely said that I wish my thinking had been different. Don't let other people define who you are. And don't let other people's judgments help you decide what your value in life is. I had this great professor at the University of Georgia. And also these things I'm saying about art school, believe it or not, I've found over the years, they apply to every school in the university. And I've had my friends tell me the parallel stories, but it's just a different school. But he came up to me, and I used to do these really realistic drawings and paintings, and he came up to me when I was doing this drawing one day, and he said, "Steve, that's the greatest drawing I've ever seen come out of one of my drawing classes in Georgia." And he started walking away, and then he paused a second, and he said, "But I want you to know one thing. There's 2 billion Chinese kids that can do that better than you. And they're 12. So you better find a new angle, a way to be different from everybody else." And so I was panicking about that. That's another reason I didn't want to leave college. And then even after college, I stumbled through life for about a decade. I never completed anything. I never finished any paintings because my entire career I was thinking, what would Jim Herbert think of this? Would he be laughing me out of the room? And so it's great to take from an education what we're supposed to take and the positives, but sometimes we put so much faith in these people that teach us and our peers and our parents. I mean, don't listen to everything that these people say as the gospel, because they're growing up in a different time. What's true for them, how you make it in today's world, is going to be different how I made it in my world. I mean, what technology that used to take 100 years takes a year now, and so don't listen to me, except for right now because I have a podium and a microphone. But and I feel really powerful with that. But you know, don't let anyone define you, because you've got to make your own way in life. And I wish I had known that earlier. I wish I believed in myself and believed in the things that I did by nature. You know, you're at a time in your life where you have no responsibility. Most of you. I mean, some of you even have parents paying for college. You should exploit that. You should. But you don't have a lot of family ties, as many as you will have later on. You don't have as many mortgages and bills like that. You should set crazy goals. If your dad is not completely furious about what you're doing, you're making a big mistake. If he's not telling you how dumb you are and that you're never going to make it, you're not doing the right thing. I'm kidding, dads. That's comedy. But I do think this is the time where you take those risks. But back then I was so horrified of everything I was doing, and I never thought that I fit in. My first day I walked into a University of Georgia art class. The whole room just got quiet. Everybody just stopped and stared at me. And I think I had some kind of fraternity t-shirt on. I was probably all prepped out. And I looked around the room, and it's just the oddest collection of hairdos, outfits, sandals, odors, everything that you can imagine. And I was thinking, wow, I'm so much different. How am I possibly going to make it in this world? And this was further reinforced when the girl in the little cubicle next to me was doing paintings of chicken heads being ripped off with blood shooting out. And I couldn't figure out the angle on that. I was up there painting a mallard duck scene. So I got laughed out of that class. But you know, still, that's when my entire life I had set a goal, probably out of narcissism or whatever. I wanted to be the most famous artist in the world. I wanted to have paintings seen all over and be in every house in America and Europe and blah, blah, blah. I started thinking that all of my goals in life were ridiculous when I realized that I didn't fit in. I didn't fit into that crowd. And then as I moved to New York, I planned to go to New York and get discovered and be instantly famous. Doing what, I don't know. And of course, I got a job selling women's shoes because I thought it would be a great way to meet girls. But don't do that, guys. Because the girls don't see you, they just see the shoes. It's like they can see through you. They have shoes in front of them. So that didn't work out. But while I was in New York, I managed to spend a lot of time walking around Soho and the hip galleries at the time. And I walked into this one art gallery. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything like this, but I walked into this giant, almost as big as this room, it seemed like at the time. And the entire gallery was filled with a giant pile of dirt. And I thought it was under construction, and then I realized that was the exhibit. And, you know, this posh-looking little gallery girl was there dressed in black, and you know, she looked really upset that I even spoke to her. But I said, well, what's this all about? Why? And she said, well, this is something about man's inhumanity to man, or suffering in the world, or something. She started rattling off with stuff that whatever she said could not possibly have had anything to do with pile of dirt in her. And so my next logical question was, well, how do you sell it? I said, well, you don't sell it, you idiot. It's an installation piece. And so then I'm thinking, how do you pay for the, you know what you would, a normal person would think. Again, just reinforced my idea that there was no place for me in this world of artists. And I guess I spent too much time growing up in a small business where we actually had to make a living. But so I wasn't really confident about my prospects until much later on, when I started actually doing what I did by nature, and I stopped worrying about people laughing at me. And so I guess the best piece of advice that I would have given to myself, and I'll tell you guys to do it now, is set just crazy goals. I mean, there's nothing that's too ambitious. And do it now. There's never going to be a time you're going to be so pinned down later in life that if you don't do this now, And it's amazing the power that one person with a goal, if he keeps moving towards that goal, no matter how small, every day, and doesn't give up, he's the most powerful guy in the world. And it's amazing that what this class could do, the impact that this class could have on the world if everybody set one of those goals. And to believe there's got to be something in life bigger than yourself. If there's nothing bigger than you in the world, then you're going to have a hard time finding a reason to keep going when times get tough, and they always will. So here's my advice in closing. Go out into the world and be as reckless as possible. I mean, go out and turn cars over and set them on fire. Get arrested, do some property damage. That's a joke too, Kyle. They're not going to do that, I'm sure. But go out and be reckless. Don't worry about what people are saying. Don't worry about who's judging you. It's better to go out of this world being the most miserable, humiliated failure, having tried to do great things, than be the biggest success in the world, being completely mediocre. But good luck to you all, and thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for your insightful, intriguing, inspiring, and interesting message. Thank you. Thank you. Great job. Soon-to-be graduates, your relationship with West Georgia is not ending today. It has just begun. This is why, of course, this ceremony is called Commencement. What this institution has done for you has transformed your lives, but what it will do for you in the future will make an even bigger difference. For the next 50 years, certainly throughout your careers, we are joined together. When West Georgia excels and succeeds, the value of your degree will increase. It is now my privilege to introduce our provost, Dr. Don Rice.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all of the graduates. And congratulations especially to parents and spouses and others who have helped finance your education. Today you get a raise. I'm going to introduce the deans. If you notice in your program, this is our second ceremony today. And this morning we had the ceremony with the College of Arts and Humanities, Education, and the College of Science and Mathematics. This afternoon, I'm going to introduce you to the deans, who will then in turn have the students stand, the graduates, for the conferral of their degrees. All right, beginning with the Richard College of Business, we have the dean, Dr. Faye McIntyre. For the College of Social Sciences, representing the College of Social Sciences, we have Associate Dean, Dr. Amber Smallwood. And representing the Tanner Health System School of Nursing, we have our beloved Dr. Catherine Graham. Dr. McIntyre.
Would the candidates for the following degrees please stand and remain standing? Bachelor of Arts in International Economic Affairs, Bachelor of Business Administration with a degree in Accounting, Economics, Finance, Management, Marketing, Management Information Systems, Real Estate, Bachelor of Science in Economics. Would the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration please stand? Master of Education in Business Education, and Master of Professional Accountancy. Mr. President, on behalf of the Richards College of Business faculty, I am proud to present these candidates for the conferral of the appropriate degrees. Candidates, congratulations. Please be seated.
Will the candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Political Science please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Psychology please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Anthropology please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Criminology please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mass Communications please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Political Science please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Sociology please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Criminology please stand and remain standing? Will candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Psychology please stand and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Sociology please stand and remain standing? Will candidates for the degree of Master of Public Administration please stand and remain standing? And will the candidates for the degree of Master of Urban and Regional Planning please stand and remain standing? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Social Sciences, I am pleased to present approved candidates for conferral of their respective degrees. Congratulations. And please be seated.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing please rise and remain standing? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Tanner Health System School of Nursing, I am pleased to submit these approved candidates for their degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Okay, we are going to do this in two parts. Graduates of graduate programs and then graduates of undergraduate programs. Please understand that each graduate is important to be recognized, and so it is important that each student's name be heard. Past tradition has dictated that all applause wait until the end of the ceremony. Let's try something new today. This is a time of celebration. Parents, families, and friends, when your graduate's name is called, I want you to scream, cheer, applaud for 2 seconds. We did it last summer, we did it in the fall, and we did it this morning beautifully. So we're going to practice. Because I'm a musician, I believe practice is the way to make sure the performance is perfect, okay? So let's try it. I'm going to say a graduate's name, and I want you to yell for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to cut you off. So let's try that. Ready? Beyonce. There you go. See? So, will the candidates for all graduate degrees please rise? Graduate degrees. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of West Georgia, it is my pleasure and privilege to confer upon each of you the master's, specialist, or doctoral degree for which you have been recommended, as listed in the official records of the university, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities there appertaining. Congratulations to each one of you. Please be seated. Will the candidates for all undergraduate degrees please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of West Georgia, it is my pleasure and privilege to confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended, as listed in the official records of the university, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations to each one of you, bachelor degree recipients. Now it is time to take your tassels to the left. Congratulations, and be seated. Would the marshals now please direct the graduates forward to receive their diplomas?
Richards College of Business. Corey Lee Woodard. Thomas James Caldwell. Montana Lee Dowda. Pardon me? Luke Lohost. Ryan Lee Dunn. Smither Taylor Fallon, II. Scott Martin Oudendijk. Yijan Fang, cum laude. Robert M. Seegers. Zhao Li. Yiling Tsai. Yue Chen. Vicky Harding Roberts. Chelsea Alana Goodman, cum laude. Shannon M. Rosario. Chris M. Rivera. Andrew James Reese. Christopher Blake Miller. Melanie S. Lawler. Brandon LaShawn Brownlee. Joel S. Brown, Jr. Michael Tyler Bearden, summa cum laude. Eagle Eve Juvite. Elvina Ganbarova. Heather Leanne Haygood. Jason R. Barber. Benjamin Toolman Hatchett. Michelle Corvino. Matthew T. DeTore. Jessica Morgan Fuller. Brooke Nicole Banks, cum laude. Jacob D. Hudson. Abby Elizabeth Callahan. Christina Lynn Clark. Jared Bonner Lane. Russell Ward Denny, cum laude. Brandon Michael Lisinski. Guoxin Li. Dustin Thomas Krish. Kevin D. Wilkie. Brian F. Short. Tracy Ogletree Watson. Courtney R. May. Andrea Nicole Denny, cum laude. Dijah R.S. Dones. Taylor Mark Wyndham, cum laude. Delvin T. Miller. Alexander L. Wesson, cum laude. Kadeem N. Brooks. Vashti Monet Brooks. Anna Claire Brunson. Caleb Russell Carter, summa cum laude. Angel Ann J.E. Cobb. Jamie Ayana Davis. Joanna Flynn. Evan Q. Gresham Jones. Whitney Marcella Peak. Latuan A. Roddy, summa cum laude. Kayla Lizette Smith, cum laude. Travis Matthew Smith. Jean Wen. Yi Shuang Wei. Gao Ji Wang. Ying Shi Wang. Yan Su. Micah D. Smith, cum laude. Bo Peng. Joaquin David Menivar Couch. Dawei Geng. Jordanian Drake McHenry, summa cum laude. John Marshall Lott. Nancy J. Dodson-Lott. Abigail Godfrey Sol, cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Stevenson. Michael Lee Brian Wilson, magna cum laude. Grayson Lee Augsburger, cum laude. William M. Barnwell. Cheryl A. Italiano. Yiwei Shin. Yakara Montrese Floyd. Jasmine L. Whitaker. Wei Shu Chao. Alicia McElhannon. Stephen M. Murphy, magna cum laude. Travis Nash. Nikita Jamel Murdoch. Nicholas Alexander Moore. Thomas Jordan Marquez. Eric Michael Lira, cum laude. Timothy G. Kilgore. Jimmy Duane Halsey, magna cum laude. Kelly Teresa Pate. Shemasha L. Hill. Jordan Timothy Brister. Zeihua Zheng. Ling Yang. Luigi Nicola Mirabelli. Nicholas Andrew McLaughlin. Cambria Shea Nice, cum laude. Jonathan A. Otto, magna cum laude. Mark A. Patrick II. Raheem Dwayne Nicholas. Terrell White. Jason A. Juba. Chelsea V. Smith.
She said it's shoot.
Okay. Brianna N. Shoup. Ethan J. Satterfield. Kara Johnson. Imani Catherine Cabell. Dejuan Jared Crooms. I missed that. Stephen Lee Rowland. Alan L. Carver. Tyler W. Dalton. Kirsten E. Hartle. Amanda Chantal Bergeron. Lindsay Aaron Reardon. Kristen Clark Groninger, cum laude. Andrew Brian Nelson. Calvin Devon Moore. Janae Ariel Jones. Elizabeth P. Tillman. Natalie Nicole Smith. Alyssa Courtney Martin. James Gregory Tanner. Elisa F. Kinnebrew Owens. John W. Lease. Courtney Elise Self. Jade Victoria Maxey. Shanika Lucy McIver. Tyler Marie Lanier. Aramis Cortez Thomas. Quanicia Andy Westmoreland. Cornelius E. Cooper, Jr. Sarah Margaret Burek. Charles Price Acker III. John Mitchell Brewer. Stephen Tyler Cochran. John R. Citino. Bradford Scott Hagler. James Cooper. Laura Savannah Scout Hash. Tola T. Akibogun. Jenna Marie Camp. Trenton Pichon James. Forrest Mason Black. Roy Blake Johnson. Kelsey Marie Veal. Renee L. Mussenden, magna cum laude. Kanisha Crowder. Shelby Dillon Payne. Jaclara Andrea Moore. Alexander Oyovel Oloyede. Salvador J. Lopez Sampson, cum laude. David J. McCrum. Yilmaz Mikhail Ward. Jasmine J. Guider. Clayton Iron Dixon. Clifford J. Gordon, Jr. Loretta Mason Maffett. Cheryl T. Johnson. Johnny D. Mercer III. Akia S. Owens. Vernicia L.D. Bennett. Justin J. Hunter. Jennifer Kyle Gordy. Emin Alper Turkeli. Kirill Kirillov. Ashley H. Lowe. Kayla Marie Resitar. Jennifer Martin Thomas. Fermika D. McCullough.
Coming from the side, they said speed it up just a little bit.
Emily A. Thomas. Sheila Christine Terranci. Sebastian Joseph. Dana C. Dennis. Inga LaSharn Cook. Kiana Marquis Cole. Grayson Joel Wattenbarger. April Nicole Webb. Samantha J. Brazy. Jared Scott Barnes. Bryant C. White. Adam Wayne Bush. Shantasia D. Bridges Arnold. Reynard Van Tonder.
Hold on, this one first.
College of Social Sciences. Dana Sonora Jones. Deunti L. Ely. Devin R. Lundblad.
She said it's Jordan.
Jamie Candace Jordan. Tiara Shani Page. Anjanae Michelle Nicolette Hart. Rachel Pascal Gustave. Tamara Jean. Ashley Alea Johnson. Andrea C. Jackson. Brianna C. Jackson. Brittany B. Jenkins. Stephanie Page Brantley. Rebecca Caitlin Fuller.
Magnum cum laude.
Kayla Michelle Siliberto, magna cum laude. Anna Marie B. Chanel. Mariah Latrice Brooks. Amber M. Freeman. Trevon Gripper. Ashley Nicole Bennett.
She said it's Shanessa Roche.
Shanessa Roche Crook. Asia Tanae Graham. Amanda McKinney Dees, magna cum laude. Sherry Loam Fass, summa cum laude. Shanika Blanks Coert. Kensina Monique Boy. Jessica T. McGill. Kelly Grace Hain, summa cum laude. Denise Yvonne Hurst. Felicia L. Martin. Hillary L. Larson. Brooke Alyssa Hudgens, summa cum laude. Justin DeAndre McCady. George U. Lane III. Rashad Campbell. Tremelanie Charnice Moore. Ashley Michelle Brown. Adrienne Marie Brinteson, cum laude. Shayla J. Moton, cum laude. Ariel N. Roberts. Lauren Kathleen Sylvie. Zachary Taylor Murphy. Tennille Nicole Brown Prudence. Christina Adina Perry. Saray J. Rana. Ashley Sonia Smith. Andre H.G. Span. Kamal Tooks. Natalie Nicole Stubbs.
She said it's Jadon.
Jadon A. Thomas. John Christian Allen. Jonathan C. Beatty. Gregory Blake Burnett. Adam Ashley. Justin R. Unterwagner. Sorry. Stephanie Lynn West. Chelsea Leanne Middleton. Brittany Alexis Coombs. April S. Boatwright, magna cum laude. Lacey Bright Baronem. Kristen N. Blassingame. Avery Wigington. William Lawyer. Connie Alicia McKinney. Melissa Carol Malaspino, cum laude. Lauren Michelle Long. Krista Mariah Wood, cum laude. Mary Samantha Lorraine Wilson. Tyler C. Thomas. Laura Elizabeth Tuggle. Amanda M. Puckett, magna cum laude. Paris J. Thomas. Brittany Christine Williams. Austin J. Pruitt. Mary Regina Prestifilippo. Caitlin Amanda Merchant. Shania Alicia Murray. Latanya Quintel Paisley. Lastasia S. Ramsey. Rebecca Marie Urban. Kelly M. Purcell. Joseph Robert Wood. Yasmin Brianna Williams. Tiffany M. Watts.
She's magna cum laude.
Magna cum laude. Mackenzie N. Walker, magna cum laude. Marquise Sampson. Charles Dean Lowry. Ada Marie Granberry Gaddy. Corey James Ector, cum laude. Jessica F. Fortenberry. Cortez X. Hoskins. Janice Marie Hill, cum laude. Anna Catherine Holyfield. Carly Scott Hughes, summa cum laude. Erica Danielle Jackson. Alexandra F. Jefferson. Stacy M. Kine, cum laude. Lene Diamond Little, cum laude. Danica B. Renard. Sydney Wayne Scott Pepper. Desiree Chantal Moore. John Matthew Tonsi, cum laude. Joshua Bryant Walker. Joseph Nathan Rocco Kali, cum laude. Rhonda Shanice White. Mary Christine Laza. Thomas Champagne. Julian Marcel Truitt. Melissa Jocelyn Martin. Kima C. Onunka. Kyra Lene Higgins. Ana Iris Flores. Garrett B. Bell. Aaron N. Heidman. Lauren Kelsey Garrett. Harriet Sawyer Andrews. Alicia Janae Lewis. Marissa Jordan Lewis. Tori Danielle Nance. Cynthia Denise Crittenden. Ashley Brooke Davidson. Stacy Hammonds Davis. Jerice Prashar Newbold. Macy Elizabeth Shanyo. Dugar? Darian Marie Dugar. Philip Emmanuel Smith. Ronald Lee Moore II. William R. Tanner. Darrell Forges Jr. Michelle Lee Ray. Jasmine Denise Macon, cum laude. Alexander Marvin Wade. Ernest D. Ricks. Kathleen Sanford Sturgeon. Carla A. Beasley. Chad Brock, cum laude. Christina Adams. Trevor Kent Snap. Claudia Morales. Nancy Rodeo Gallo. Brianna D. Relaford. Brianna N. Crawford. Ashley Nicole Copeland. Ashley Cox. Andrea Canis Herod. Shanice Monique Johnson. Victoria Simone Folonte Long. Jordan L. Smith. Emily K. Duncan. Sarah A. O'Neill. Chrislyn Lauren Taylor Johnson. Adebukono O.E. Adeni. Brittany M. James. Isacia Danelle Hill. Andrew Halliburton III. Adrika. Edrica Michelle Ferguson, cum laude. George Turner III. Santron Leon Harrell. Lauren E. Turner. Audrey M. Butler.
She said it's Seisha.
Seisha Yannick Buchanan. Texera Nicole Lisa Montz. Andre L. Clark.
She said the middle name Sharai.
Melanie Sharai Cunningham. Austin Katrina DePrado. Kaylee Diana Clayton. Richard Melson Weathersby. Deshanta Dolores Carr. Ebenezer Ayo Abolaran.
He said it's Bessie.
Malik Bassi, cum laude. Derek Tiron Grant. Kelsey Megan West. Britannia Leigh Weathersby. Heather Torrance Williamson. John Arthur McGriff III. Okay. Sophia Maria Nyman. Lee A. Mangum. Rachel D. Furby. Kristen Andrea Floyd. Victor Pruitt. Christina M. Chalice. Megan Lynn Truitt. Joseph William Barber. Laura Mae Fenley. Ron Christopher Hawkins. Joshine Kalek. Samuel James McIntyre. Anthony Edward Thomason. Brandy Elizabeth Manders. Billy David Gossett. Ryan Marie Runyon. Nonogosa A. Okikware. Brandy Cassandra Jones. Stephanie Lydia Ibukun Aluko. Jessica Cherokee Madruga Virgil. Anna Christian Hulk. Audrey Ray Hipple. Brittany Haley Dunn. Lauren Marie Canizaro. Tanner Health System School of Nursing. Megan Elaine Garrison, cum laude. Jacob R. Green. Sarah E. Gromo, cum laude. Thomas William Henkel, cum laude. Amanda Nicole Holland. Melissa Jolene Hull. Is it Jorge or George? Michaela Karen George, cum laude. Holly L. Langley, cum laude. Victoria May Langley. Audrey Hope Carolyn Luke, cum laude. Sarah Catherine Mayo. Rebecca Lena Middleton, cum laude. Amanda Dawn Collins, magna cum laude. Rachel Kelly Cochran, summa cum laude. Heather Edwards Clower. Tiffany Lee Cawthon, cum laude. Olivia Suzanne Castillo, summa cum laude. Samantha R. Cash. Amanda Danielle Caldwell, cum laude. Kayla Nicole Breeden, cum laude. Laura Violet Bolt. Evelyn Yu Apinoko. Bilal Hussein Alaji, summa cum laude.
I love you, Mom.
Titi Lola O Adeboye, cum laude. Nicole Morgan, cum laude. Brandy N. Pettis, cum laude. Aaron Francis Pickett. Jordan Holly Pratt. Glenn David Ridless, magna cum laude. Sarah Leigh Rowell, cum laude. David Sanchez. Jennifer W. Shira. Tiffany Nicole Clayton. Coulange. Edline Coulange. Abby Gail Curtis. Gina George. Tori Nicole Thompson. Aubrey Megan Terrybury. Brianne Paris Tart, magna cum laude. Jessica Ann Sutton. Kristen Gail Sheffield, magna cum laude. Nicole Frenier, magna cum laude. Fanette Elizabeth Fowler Baines. Brittany Fowler, magna cum laude. Morgan Francis Foster. Leah Jacoby Faust. Ariel Lee Duffy, cum laude. Kimberly Kristen Gibbs Cummings, cum laude. J. Arthur Gore, cum laude. Victoria Chandra Juram. Kellen Gura, magna cum laude. Eunice Wanjiru Nyogu, cum laude. Rachel Rebecca Pilgrim. Catherine M. Rotuna. Rebecca Marie Walker. Jerry B. Wood, cum laude. Vicky Njoki Ngete. Miriam Thomas Solange Cesar. Kristen Elizabeth Chappell. Laveda Shante Graham. Rochelle Price Allen. Jenny Chris Wright, summa cum laude. Victoria E. White. Catherine Page White, cum laude. Whitney Alicia Ware, summa cum laude. Jessica Spruill Toller. Melissa Jane Rollick, Lorimore. Wendy Levon Martin. Melanie F. McCarley. Allison McGee. Gail C. Nielsen. Nicole Cameron Ricks. Opal M. Schlicht. Aubrey Lauren Tant. Deborah M. Neal Thomas. Letitia Denise Thompson. Nancy Nicole Williamson. Tammy Asheron Wilson. Melissa A. Harrison. Amanda Todd Eubanks. Elizabeth Osinachi Egwu. Lonnie Dolly. Michelle Brown. Kayla Marie Broderick. Janet Beard. Sandra Drew Barton. Olubukula Bambola. Hernande Augustin. Nikechi Akwele. Betty Kennedy Agyekum. Renee Jones Hightower. James Wayne Ingerson. LaShonda Jones. Elizabeth Lynn Hollis. Lateria Marta Hickson. Cynthia S. Hasty.
Will all the graduates please stand and be recognized? Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to the official representative of our Alumni Association who will officially welcome you into our Alumni Association, Ms. Cindy Saxon, Vice President. Cindy?
Graduates, I join the many people here today who congratulate you on your accomplishments. This is and will always be a memorable day for you. If the best and the brightest go west, then those who graduate west must certainly be superlative in every way. In addition to receiving your degree today, you are becoming an alumnus or an alumna of the University of West Georgia. You join a community of more than 54,000 living fellow graduates from all 50 states and across the world who claim this university as their alma mater. As of today, you are granted all of the rights and privileges of being a member of the University of West Georgia Alumni Association. With those rights and privileges, however, comes a great responsibility to make your university even stronger. We, as alumni, join many others as guardians of this wonderful institution as it continues to blaze trails toward new possibilities for scholarly achievement, creative expression, and service to humanity. On behalf of the 60,000 plus individuals who have graduated from this university before you, it gives me great pleasure to induct you into the University of West Georgia Alumni Association. Please accept your first gift from the Alumni Association. Your Alumni Went West lapel pin is attached to your graduation scroll. We hope you will wear this symbolic pin with pride, knowing that you went west. Now I ask all other UWG and University of West Georgia alumni who are with us today to stand and welcome our new graduates into our association. Congratulations to each of you. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Cindy. We will now recognize some very special groups of students. Let us give special recognition to our honor graduates, those graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. Please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. UWG is proud of its Honors College, which was the first of its kind in the state of Georgia. Students who graduated from the Honors College have completed a rigorous curriculum and an honors research project. Will the students who are graduating with honors college distinction please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. In recognition of the magnificent vision of this state, the excellent fiscal support of the governor and the General Assembly, and of our students' great accomplishments, would any Hope Scholarship recipients graduating today please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Would all students who are the first in your family to graduate from college or university please rise and be recognized? Please be seated. Graduates, although this is an occasion to honor you, I ask that you now recognize some very important groups who have helped you get here today. Would the parents of those receiving degrees today please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Would the spouses of those receiving degrees please stand and be recognized? Would the grandparents of those receiving degrees please stand and be recognized? Would the children, brothers, sisters, other relatives, and friends who are here please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Now, let us recognize a very special group, the outstanding faculty of the University of West Georgia who excel in teaching, research, and service. Would the representatives of the faculty who are present for today's ceremony here in the first few rows please stand, and students, please thank them now that you're graduates. Thank you. We will now celebrate the University of West Georgia by singing the University Alma Mater. Following the singing of the Alma Mater, the graduates will recess to the outside of the building. Please remain at your seats until the recession has left the floor. After recessional, feel free to use all exits in the building to meet your graduate. Please join me in applauding our students who have played today for us today, the Symphonic Band. Thank you so much. Great work tonight. We now would like you to participate in the singing of the Alma Mater. On the off chance that you have not already memorized the words, they are printed in the back of your program. Ms. Amber Harling will lead us. We thank her for singing with us today. Amber, please, as all rise, let's sing the Alma Mater with Amber.
Thank you. Thank you.